The Biden administration is ordering Arizona to stop using pandemic funding for education grants that are only being made available to schools without mask mandates. It's the federal government's way of pushing back on Republican governors like Arizona's Doug Ducey, who oppose mask mandates. For more on all this, I want to bring in Jim Nintzel. He is a reporter for Tucson Weekly. Okay, Jim, help us understand this. These are federal grants intended to help fight COVID. But there in Arizona, the governor's only authorizing them to be used in schools without mask mandates. What's going on?
Well, this goes back to the summer. There's a lot of resistance to mask mandates at the Arizona legislature, and the legislature worked some language into the budget bills saying that school districts could not mandate mandate masks. There were a couple of different lawsuits over this, and so far the folks suing to knock the mandates out have been successful. As a result, Governor Ducey is trying other ways to try to prevent school districts from requiring masks in the classroom. And one of the strategies he used was creating this grant program with, I think, $168 million available to schools. But the catch was they could not. They were the only schools that were eligible were schools that did not have mandates that require masks on the school and faculty.
So how is the Biden administration now trying to change the way that it's being implemented?
Well, the Biden administration has had the Treasury Department reach out to the governor and basically say the whole reason we are making this money available is not only to help kids catch up, but also to reduce the spread of COVID. Your strategy is not going to help reduce the spread of COVID. It's more likely to increase the spread of COVID, which in Arizona remains widespread. So they say you need to come up with a new way. You need to explain to us how you're going to remediate these grants that you have been issuing or offering. And I believe the Ducey administration's response was basically, see you in court. We're not going to change anything at all.
So I wondered about that. Does that mean that this potentially is going to leave Arizonans without these federal grants as a result, while the two sides are bickering and fighting this out really in court?
Well, that sort of remains to be seen. I think the money's already been released to the state, so it's a question of whether they can claw it back or reduce future grants, or exactly how they're going to go about, responding. I expect we are going to see a court case over this. The governor has not done well in court so far in his efforts to require to force schools to abandon these mask mandates. And, what's interesting in Arizona, we've actually had some school districts that have had mask mandates this year. We've had other school districts that have not. Partially because they fear retaliation from the governor. And because of that, the CDC and several of our local health departments were able to do a study. And based on the evidence that they've seen so far this year, schools without mask mandates are 3.5 times more likely to see an outbreak in the classroom. So clearly the masks are making a difference as one of the many mitigation strategies that people are using here. And, I think it's disturbing to a lot of parents to see this kind of political fight going on.
Yeah, especially when we're talking about the health and safety of kids. Jim, you mentioned that the opposition to mask mandates is very strong in the Arizona legislature, but I'm wondering, how do residents there generally feel about a ban on mask mandates in schools?
The polling data I've seen suggests that the majority of parents like the idea of having a mask mandate in order to help reduce the spread of COVID in the classroom. Now, of course, there are going to be people who are very fired up about the masks across the country. We're seeing this in school districts where you have a small group of people who will show up in the school board meetings and raise quite a ruckus and threaten school board members. And in one case here in Arizona, you had a few men actually travel to a principal's office, running a live stream one of the social networks, and they were taking zip ties, and they were saying they were going to make a citizen's arrest of the principal. They arrived, they had a conversation with her, they had the zip ties out. The principal asked them to leave. They said they wouldn't. The principal left the room. The police were called, and the men left before the police arrived. So there's a lot of crazy people out there right now who are very anti-mask and very anti-COVID mitigation measures, and we're seeing it play out, I think, not only here in Arizona, but across the country.
And with kids caught in the middle. All right. Jim Nintzel, thank you for joining.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.